where are the black people when we need them with their help? With the whole Latino thing going on with the God document, and that triggered all of the black community. So now there's a bunch of videos saying a bunch of crap against Mexicans. So here we go again. The black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans. And saying,
I do have something to say first. This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help. Personally. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that. I'm gonna give you a great example. I've had a black woman, Latina, but black, right? Who is more involved in the Latino community than the black community. As a black woman, but from Latin America. So much so that before Donald Trump was elected, she reached out to me and said, Ricardo, you have a lot of black people that listen to you. Can you please talk to them to help us Latinos? She's black! She's telling a Mexican guy, can you please talk to your overwhelming black audience to help us Latinos? I'm like, you're black. But you see, this is how these kind of terminologies have kind of ruined us a little bit. That in the case of like black Latinos, if you will, they're so busy, and I mean this with all due respect to the black Latinos, they're so busy trying to be Latinos that they forget about black people. And they're black, from my observation. To the point where a black woman is asking me, and she's got a large following, but she has been using her following to be involved in the Latino community. And she has to ask me, and this is what I told her though. This is what I said. I said, I will not do that. I will not ask black people to help us at all, actually. And what was disrespectful the most was when I saw that over 60% of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until last week. I said, what?
Check this out. So you mean to tell me our own community voted mostly for Trump, and we want another race of people to help us? That's why black people are offended. Yeah. It's like I've heard it all the time. Black people themselves tell me, we voted for Kamala. You want our help? You need to convince your people to help you first. So now imagine, black people from the outside looking in, 60-something% of Latinos voted for Trump, and here comes the Latinos asking for their help. That's disrespectful, man. Of course. Go ahead, Gina.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, because as I stated before, like in the Afro Latino conversation that we had, I find my community not with Latinos. I am part of the 92% that voted for Kamala. Okay. The reason why we say enough, help yourself, is because the elections really did show us that we were alone.
Yep.
It's the sentiment that we really fight for everybody and nobody fights for us. We're not using our bodies as human shield for people anymore. We saw things for what they really were in the elections. And it was such a perfect storm for Latinos to see themselves as they really are. Yeah. Because not only would they not vote for Kamala because she is black, they wouldn't vote for her because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Machismo.
Esas dos cosas.
I'm telling you. Because we uphold white supremacy.
We do.
So I saw that conversation on Facebook, and I wanted to bring it here because they made some interesting points in their live. But yeah, Trump's return to power was fueled by the Latinx community. Definitely. From Cubans to Venezuelans to Puerto Ricans, all of y'all. Trump's support from that community jumped up 14 points, percentage points. 14 since 2020. It was the highest. Trump's share was the highest for a Republican presidential candidate in exit polls going back to 1970s. The 1970s. See, black folks understood the assignment. We understand the colonizer better than anyone. And we went out there November 5th and we voted for Kamala Harris. And then you guys did not. And now that you are facing the consequences for your community not voting the correct way, you want us to put our bodies on the line for y'all when y'all couldn't even take a pen and put your pen on a piece of paper for us. You want us to fix what you fucked up. You fucked it up. You dropped the ball. So you take your ass out there and you go fucking work. Then y'all come out here with the, oh, well, we were out here, fighting for George Floyd. Social justice is not transactional, but there are some conditions. You gotta give a fuck about us just like we give a fuck about you. We did what we needed to do. We voted. Y'all didn't vote for us. You guys left us in the wind. What we're not gonna do is sacrifice our bodies. Now we can do other things. Boycotting. Shit like that. But we're not going out in the streets and getting arrested and sent off to El Salvador. Are y'all gonna come get us? That's why we are pissed. You guys expect us to work for y'all when y'all didn't even give a shit about us during the elections. The easiest thing you could have did was stood by us November 5th. And y'all chose not to. Black folks can't go out there. We already know what's gonna happen if we do. But at the same time, it's time to clean up your own mess. It's time for y'all to talk to y'all community and find out why the fuck they screwed the entire country. That's what you guys need to do. That's your job, not ours. We already did what we were supposed to do November 5th.
I got a question to my Latinos for Trump. y'all feel today? Do y'all see what's going on in California right now? Do y'all see how voting for Donald Trump didn't give y'all a single brownie point with white uneducated voters? How it did y'all no good. Wearing a MAGA hat, thinking that that was going to put y'all above it all. Now, Abuela, Dio, and Tia, and Mijo, and Mija, everybody getting sent up out of here. Without an ounce of due process, right along with you. How y'all feel today? Honestly. Y'all did all that Latinos for Trump, we love Trump. Now you're up out of here. Y'all were the deciding factor in all of this. White, uneducated voters were going to vote for Trump no matter what. That was a lost cause. But you people, on the other hand, whole different ball game. This was an open book test, and y'all failed.
Sure you did. And look at where all you fuckers are at now. Literally. All the Latinos I voted from, this deserves to happen to you guys. You guys are a disgrace to you guys' own community and culture. So for you guys to go ahead and be up here saying that you guys were light-skinned enough, well, apparently you weren't white-skinned enough.
I don't want to hear your cries. I don't want to hear your complaining. I don't want to hear your coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Because I don't feel no ways tired. I don't want to hear this is not what I voted for.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm called Irene. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, and if you are my returning subscriber, you always come to watch my videos. I don't take your love for granted. Welcome to this channel. And today, guys, in this video we are gradually going to talk about the Latinos for Trump. I'm gonna vote for Trump, you know that rhythm. Yeah, they were there shining and telling us how they were gonna be voting for Trump. And now sit back and relax. So the Latinos for the Trump, they've come out in large numbers. They've been blaming everybody, and now they're blaming the Democrats who voted for Kamal. These people never saw the sign. They never read the line. They never read the signs on Trump's face when he was putting out all his policies. I don't know what was going through their mind, but this time they were really caught, and they don't have nothing to. They do not have anywhere to go. They cannot run because the deal is sealed, and the Trump has gotten the Latinos for Trump too. It is too bad. I'm not gonna say like I'm laughing at them, but guys, these people thought that who was in America, who was going to suffer? The black people, the Hispanic, because they know they are white, and they treated themselves so special. Let them just sit down and know that anybody who is in America right now is going through a lot, and let them not twist things around, and let them not be blaming other people, blaming the black people. They are not supporting them. They have been going through mass deportation. To whom did they think that they were going to be deported? They thought that black people were the ones who were going to be deported, and them no. They thought that they were special, singing how they're going to be voting for Trump for presidency, wearing Trump's gonna make America great again. I think it's great right now, and they are enjoying. So guys, kindly watch this video to the end. Give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and put on the notification button so that you get notified whenever I post a video. I'm called Irene. So you can see the birds behind me singing. It's evening here in Kenya. And we love you, my people in America, my sisters and brothers. One love. Keep on watching this video and let me know what you think down there below in the comment section.
This is exactly what you voted for. That man let you know time and time again that he don't fool up with black and brown people. And it's sad because you yearning so bad to have proximity to whiteness made you turn a blind eye to the disrespect, made you feel like you were bigger than the program, made you feel like all the insults that he spewed against your people didn't apply to you. So now y'all want to act shocked and appalled because he done called the National Guard, everybody and they mama, to scrape you and your family members off the floor of LA. No better for you.
Latinos for Trump is probably one of the most embarrassing things that you could be. And I know if they find this video, they're going to be in the comment section. Capital letters Trump, American flag emoji, eagle emoji, like it never fails. But they don't like you. They don't like you. You think they do. And I know that something happened in your childhood, right? That, you know, made this entire self-hatred journey begin, right? Maybe you were embarrassed your parents were speaking Spanish. A little kid on the playground said something to you and it completely changed something within yourself. And okay, but how embarrassing. They're never going to welcome you. No matter how many times you say that you love that person that's sitting in that office, they still think of you in a certain way. And although I find this entire thing disgusting, right, and completely inhumane, there's a part of me, a small part, that hopes a Latino for Trump is taken, detained, put in a jail cell, mistreated. And I know that sounds awful, but it's the fuck around and find out. You know what I mean? Okay.
I was just on a conference call with some Latin groups, and one of them was Latins and Hispanic for Trump. They had the audacity for me to ask me would I make some videos to try to get the black people to come to the Latino side on a protest against Donald Trump and what he's doing to the Latin people in Los Angeles. And now Donald Trump is asking for the governor of California to be arrested. And I'm on the phone, I'm listening to these people. And so one of my friends, what's up, Swole? Are you going to help us? I told him no. I said, you the same person last year mocking me because I was back in Harris. You the same person. You are the same people that voted for this man. Millions of Latin and Hispanics voted for Donald Trump. The black community is not helping y'all. I'm not helping y'all. I'm not protesting. I'm not doing no videos or anything like that. For the Latin community and for the Hispanic community that was backing Donald Trump, this is y'all problem, not our problem. And no, I'm not making any videos for any Hispanic or Latin protest against Donald Trump. Y'all voted for him. He's y'all problem. Y'all go ahead and protest and do whatever y'all got to do. But I'm sorry, black people are not getting, we're not getting involved with this. You voted for the wrong person. Now live with it.
Someone asked, how does it feel when you see Latinos get deported? And here's my honest answer. Of course it hurts. I'm human, I'm Hispanic, and I come from a family who has worked hard for generations. But what hurts me more isn't the deportation itself, it's how we got here. It's the adults, not the kids, but the adults who are making the decisions to break the laws, knowing the consequences and still doing it anyway. And yes, I said breaking the law, because whether people like it or not, immigration law is still the law. I just came back to the country yesterday after being out of the country for 10 days. I had to show my passport at least 5 times in order to get on the plane to come back to my country, and at least twice when I landed in my country to get in. Country I was born in, but people are just walking in with no ID, no process, no respect for our system. That's not justice, that's chaos. And to make it worse, the same people that are screaming that want to stay here are waving the flag of countries they've escaped from, all while disrespecting ours. Let me be clear. Every single country on this planet enforces borders. Every single one of them. Try doing in Mexico what people are doing here. Try waving a foreign flag in Cuba, in Venezuela, in China. You'll be arrested or worse. So yes, while my heart does hurt for kids who are caught in the middle, My anger is at the adults who knowingly put them there. There is a difference between emotional sympathy and legal reality. And I'm not going to apologize for expecting people to come here the right way. That's not hate. That's what it means to value this country and the American safety.
I love how all the Latinos for Trump, like at least the people who I know and follow on Instagram and know personally, are now radio silent. Radio silent. That now post. You're seeing my posts that they're in our city. You're seeing my posts about, or other people's posts that they're down the street from where you live. This is what you voted for. What do you mean this is, I voted for him to take out the group. No, you didn't. You're really dumb if you really thought that's what you were voting for. He stood in front of banners ever since 2015, like banners that said mass deportation now. Instant, he said. He said it was quick. It was going to be do whatever it took. This is what you voted for. This is what you voted for. And you feel good? You went to church on Sunday and still feeling good about yourself? The evil, the terror. This is not propaganda, honey. This is real life. This is what's happening in real time. People are peacefully protesting and being urged into chaos, pushed into it. This is what our proud servicemen and women are supposed to come and now police our streets from exercising First Amendment rights. The math isn't mathing for me. It's not.
It's happening. I'm starting to see it. I am starting to see Latinos who voted for Trump, and I know that these Latinos voted for Trump because they either announced it on the platforms, I may know them in real life and they told me, or they told someone that I know or someone that is related to me that they were going to vote for this person. I'm starting to see these people finally turn on this man and start to speak out about what's going on in Los Angeles. I'm a little conflicted because there's a side of me that is angry because it's like, dude, like, we've been telling you this was going to happen. Like, we've been telling you play by play that this was going to happen, and you didn't believe us. And it kind of felt like you turned your back on your culture, and it was very hurtful. Then there's a side of me that's like, okay, maybe this is a step in the right direction. Maybe it's starting to click. It's just a little frustrating that it had to happen this way. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Like, how do you guys feel about that? It's not too late to admit that you were wrong.
Latinos, doesn't matter where you are, Mexico, Cubanos, Argentina, everything, any kind of Latino you can possibly think of, always have thought that the lighter skin you are, the closest to proximity of white that you can be. And the unfortunate part is most Cubans are light-skinned, so they always think that they get a free fucking pass because they're somehow light-skinned enough, but they're never white-skinned enough. And not to mention that Cuba was a fucking dictatorship country, so it makes perfect sense that they want some fascist leader to go ahead and run the country. And not to mention they were colonized by Spain, and they have colorism like a motherfucker. And the internalized racism that they have, because Afro-Cubanos will literally say that they are white without like hesitating at all. I mean, I lived in New York for a very long time, and the Cubanos who think that they're literally white are fascinating to me because they literally feel as if they are the exception to the rule, but yet they do not know that obviously they were enslaved by Spain, and that they're not only Latino, but most of them are Afro-Cubanos or Afro-Latinos. So, like, it's just fucking wild. That's why.
I want Hispanic voters to do this for me. Google this. Joe Biden's percentage with Hispanic voters in 2020 versus Kamala Harris' percentage with Hispanic voters in 2024. And you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I grew up in a small town called Barrett Station, Texas, about 20 minutes outside of Houston. I grew up with a bunch of Hispanic people. And for every 5 Hispanics that were legal, there were at least 2 in their family that were illegal. Hispanic men broke for Trump this last time around. They voted for him far more than they did back in 2020 with Joe Biden. Folks, that is a fact. You're not about to get angry at me and black voters for calling y'all out. You knew good and god darn well that your uncle, your father, was probably about to go vote for Donald Trump and probably said nothing. Don't get mad at black voters because we're now saying we ain't got time for this no more. The biggest amount of protesting we could have ever done was cast our vote for Kamala Harris. Telling you guys, don't make this same mistake again and put Donald Trump back in this White House. Donald Trump has been wanting to get rid of Hispanics in this country since he first ran back in 2016. He wanted to build a wall and have y'all pay for it. Now, he just wants y'all gone entirely. So don't patronize us and act as if we're talking nonsense. It's the truth. Just go Google that. Do all of yourselves a favor. Since you don't believe what I'm saying, go look it up for yourselves. It's not just your Cubans. It's not just people in Florida and Texas. It's people all across this country, Hispanic people who voted for Donald Trump in your battleground states. Y'all outnumber black people far more. Y'all made the difference. Live with it.
And to Latinos who voted for Trump because you have papers and you're safe and you're okay and you're good, let's not forget that the only reason that you have those papers is because at some point, someone in your bloodline came to this country illegally and got them.
You guys are living under a rock. You guys already know what's going on in LA with the ICE raids and everything else. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings out there, and trust me, this is from someone that came from an immigrant family, a Mexican immigrant family, right? So I feel I have a unique perspective because I worked at ICE detention facilities for over 8 years, because I was, law enforcement with the U.S. Marshals, so I got to see a little bit of what happened in the background. I had a lot of friends also that are ICE agents, right? That are ERO ICE agents, Enforcement Removal Operation ICE agents. What I can tell you is this. These agents are out there doing their job, okay? Whether you agree with it or not, whether you agree with the laws, with the immigration laws of this country or not, they're laws. These federal agents, these ICE agent, ERO, fucking HSI, Marshals, whoever, DEA, all the FBI, everyone's out there helping the Department of Homeland Security right now. These guys are doing their job, right? They're enforcing the laws that certain politicians, certain sanctuary cities, sanctuary states in our case, failed to enforce. They failed to enforce these laws and they got out of control, and now this is what's happening. I'm sure some of those people are hardworking people, that I understand they have families, they have kids, people of good, people that mean well. But if they're here in the country illegally, it's illegal. It's in the word, right? And before I hear anyone say anything about me being a hypocrite because I'm Mexican, right? Let me remind everyone that my family came here the legal way. My grandparents, which were fucking busted their ass working in the fields, picking crops, came here the legal way. It's hard for me to understand how people can be so outraged when they're held accountable, right? They're being arrested, they're being deported because they're here illegally, because they overstayed their visas or they came here into the country illegally, and they're still fucking getting mad.
Which is so weird to me, because nobody here in the United States of America can get away with that type of nonsense. Well, I don't know. Maybe California is a little bit different. They real lenient on criminals and criminal organizations, and that's why that whole state, let alone the city of Los Angeles, is spiraling out of control. But in most places of the country, you get held accountable for your actions, which is one of the reasons why we have law and order, which is another reason why this is the greatest country on earth, because you can walk safely down the street. We don't have gangs running rampant. We don't have a bunch of genocide that's happening inside of the country. We don't have people taking over and then starting to turn it over into their own culture, which we've seen a lot of that lately also, and we need to get things back in order because it's USA first. So when people are sitting here getting mad because you're being held accountable for something that you're doing that you're not supposed to do, what did you expect was going to happen? Oh, I know. You thought that Biden or Kamala Harris was going to get back in office. Well, I got news for you. It's a new sheriff in town. Well, the old sheriff is back in the town. And now we have to be accountable for our actions. It's no more just walking around doing what you want to do when you don't want to do it.
And then what's up with everyone? All the fucking everything that's going on the freeways. I saw some videos with the highway patrol vehicles getting smashed with rocks, people throwing shit at ICE agents. I saw a U.S. Marshals bus getting fucking blocked, getting attacked. What's the deal with that? Everyone's waving their Mexican.
I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in that voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves. Matter of fact, let me show you something right quick. This is from American Society, Council of Americas, who got their data from the Associated Press, as you can see right here. 42% Latino voters cast a ballot for Donald Trump. Y'all are house divided. Now, to compare, 81% of black folks voted for Kamala Harris. Actively voted against this, what's happening right now. So I'm not saying don't be upset, but maybe direct it towards your own kinfolk, your own skinfolk first. Because we stood with y'all in that booth.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
So guys, what is happening right now is total betrayal, blame games, regrets. We all know that 42% went to the ballot. Latinos, 42% of Latinos went to the ballot papers and voted Trump. We all know that. So for them to come out here and start blushing Democrats because they went and voted for the black woman, they wanted the lady to be the president of United States of the United States of America, it's wrong. I cannot even fathom it, guys. When you knew all the intention this man was carrying, when you are being told that Trump is a criminal, you never lent them an A. You never took time to scrutinize all the policies that he was setting aside. Look at what is happening in Los Angeles. Look at what is happening in California, guys. Who are you gonna be blaming? Like every day crying out, oh, black people are not standing with us. Black people went to the ballot and voted. You were in the ballot booth also there voting. Voting is a secret thing, like you're voting, it's confidential. But Latinos, when they were singing, oh, I'm gonna vote for Trump, because they thought that Trump was gonna, when Trump was talking about deportation, who did they think Trump was going to deport? Of course, he was going to deport the people of colored people. He was going to deport the black Americans because they knew that they were white, they were untouchable, and no one was going to touch them. Look at the massive deportation that has happened in America. Who has been affected first? These are the Latinos. The same people were singing how they're going to be voting, singing their lungs out how they were going to be voting for Trump. And they were cheated on that Trump was gonna make America great again. He was gonna work on the house mortgages. He was gonna take the American economy to the next level. And they knew, like literally these people, they came through friends, relatives. They never cared about acquiring legal documents so that they become citizens of America, or they settle in America legally. They never thought, because of that, they were just thinking about their skin because they're white. They thought that they are the cousin of Americans, and now it has hit them so hard. They want to blame games. The Trump caught the wanted and the unwanted. You understand? So it's just time these Latinos just shut up, recollect yourself, come together with the black people and the Democrats. Come together with the Democrats and make sure that America is great again. Work. Everybody has been working to make America to be where it is right now. Everything is crumbling because of the bad decisions that you people made. You should have thought differently. You should have thought twice. America will be great right now. But it's crumbling right now because of your bad decisions. So you better recollect yourself, get yourself back to the podium. Just know that it happened. When milk spillets, you're not gonna pick it, you're not gonna collect it from the ground. You understand? You're gonna look for other milk. If it's just time to go home, you're there with your undocumented documents. You have to leave the America and let America be for those people who are Americans. You know, it's me, Irene So Ita. I'm gonna see you in the next video. It's getting dark here in Africa. You can see how dark it is. Yeah, this is Africa for you. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.